recycling plant, one that specializes in recycling a type of plastic called PET that you find in most soda and water bottles. Every day, 300,000 pounds of plastic bottles arrive in bales. That's 3 billion bottles a year. They're sent through a maze of high-tech machines that sort, clean, melt, and sanitize them. It's what you think of when you think of a recycling plant, except Carbon does something few recyclers are actually able to do: turn plastic bottles back into material for new plastic bottles. This is Leon Faranick, founder and CEO of Carbon. By the way, Leon's been in plastics for a long time. He ran one of the first companies that introduced plastic bags to grocery stores in the 80s.
I feel that, okay, I brought grocery sacks and all that. Now I'm, redeeming myself, and I'm doing recycling.
Until recently, most plastic bottles collected for recycling in the US were sent overseas.
A lot of the bottles that was collected in California, for example, or other places were being shipped to China. So what the Chinese would do would take the bottles, transform it into a lesser material like a carpet, like fabric, and then ship it back to us. Bottle to bottle, like what we do, that we call it cradle to cradle, that happens a lot less.
What most people don't realize is when they throw a plastic water bottle into a blue or green recycling bin, that bottle's less likely to become another bottle than it is to become something else, like carpet or teddy bear stuffing. And if it winds up living a second life as carpeting or teddy bear stuffing, then it more than likely ends its recyclable life there. That's because those materials are harder to collect and recycle. Why not just turn old plastic bottles into new ones? Well, it's expensive.
And you have to have a very sophisticated facility like this one to be able to make the necessary material for people to use it for their beverages.
Jeff Walsh, Vice President of Operations, took us around to show us the inner workings.
Okay, so this is where the process starts. Each one of these bales weighs about 1,300 pounds or so.
First, bottles are broken out of bales. Trash and non-PET materials are separated using optical sorters. Then a rinse cycle begins to remove labels and caps. Colored and clear materials are separated, then they get crushed and hot washed. Finally, the bottles are ground into what Carbon calls cornflake.
This flake is like gold. This is what we use to make the food-grade material that we sell to our customers.
The last step is melting the flake and cutting it into beads. Jose Valle is the quality control manager at the on-site lab.
We operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and our sole purpose is to test.
The lab tests the product to make sure it meets manufacturer's standards for safety and structural integrity. With the most recent dip in oil prices, Faranick says plastics derived from petroleum are currently cheaper than Carbon recycled material. Even so, customers like Nestle and Pepsi still buy Carbon product to use in some of their bottles. After all, who doesn't like to see an earth-friendly logo on their 15 ounces of acai machine?
This is our problem. It will be a shame to 50 years from now people are